$2,078 pre-tax dollars per month. That's the maximum amount of money that you can receive from CPP and OAS in 2024 if you're single and 65 in Canada. If you're a couple, you can pretty much double that number to $4,156 pre-tax dollars. But how much can you really expect from CPP and OAS? And can you get more from these benefits? I'm Joe Macek, cross-border investment advisor and portfolio manager with IA Private Wealth and IA Private Wealth USA. And today, I'm going to show you what you can really expect from CPP and OAS, how to calculate it, and how you can increase it to make the most of your retirement income. Let's get started. Many people are completely in the dark about how much they can really expect from the Canada Pension Plan and old age security benefits when they retire. The reality, it could be a lot more than you think, or it might not be enough. The truth is that the average amount of money you will need just to survive in Canada is about $2,330 per month, which is more than you will get as the single gross amount of $2,038 and is about 56% of the $4,156 you could receive as a couple. This doesn't leave you very much to live on and have a great retirement in Canada. By the way, that number that I showed you, the $2,078 pre-tax dollars, well, it might sound impressive, but it's actually the maximum amount that you can get from both OAS and CPP combined. Here's what you really need to know. While hitting the OAS maximum is relatively easy, as all you have to do is live and exist in Canada for at least 40 years. Hitting the CPP maximum is a whole different ballgame. To achieve the top CPP payout, you need to contribute the maximum amount consistently for at least 39 out of the possible 47 working years you have from ages 18 to 65. Another important thing to note that if you started working at 16 or 17, you won't be contributing to CPP during those years, as you have to be 18 years old in order to make contributions to your CPP. And your contributions for CPP are based on the yearly maximum pensionable earnings, or YMPE for short, which means you need to earn a salary at or above this threshold to have maximized your contributions. For example, in 2024, the YMPE is $68,500, up from $66,600 in 2023. This means that if you earn more than $68,500 this year, you will make the maximum contribution of $3,867.50 to CPP. Both you and your employer must contribute that amount, or if you're self-employed and you do not opt out of CPP, you'll need to cover both portions yourself, which would be double the amount to $77.35. For many people, making the maximum CPP contributions is tough, especially earlier in their careers when they're just starting out. You might not earn enough to contribute at the highest level, and even as you advance, you still need to consistently earn a high salary and contribute every year to reach that maximum. For most people, this makes getting the full CPP benefit a difficult goal, and why the average CPP earnings for a lot of people is far less than the maximum. In this video, we're going to visit my website, joemacek.com, where we will find a CPP and OAS calculator that shows the maximum CPP and OAS payouts along with the average CPP payouts in Canada. You'll see that it's actually much less than the maximum possible amount, and the main reason for this gap is that most people simply do not earn enough to contribute the maximum amount to CPP throughout their careers, which means they will not receive the maximum benefits. However, this calculator can give you an idea of what your CPP and OAS amounts will be when you retire. And here's how you can use it. Let's start by going to joemacek.com, and from there, head over to the Tools and Calculators tab. And once you're in, look for the CPP and OAS benefits area and click on View Calculator to access the calculator. Here, you're going to find the maximum and average annual benefits as of January 2024. You'll see that the annual maximum benefit is $16,375, and you can also change it to see the monthly amount. This is how I calculated the $2,078 figure. It includes the $1,365 for your CPP and the $713 for your OAS. Now, what's important to note is that these numbers are gross numbers and before tax. And what you'll find is that the average monthly benefits for CPP are a lot less at $758. The calculator also covers some details on disability, survivor benefits, child benefits, benefits, and more. But for this video, we're just going to focus on CPP and OAS. Now, the maximum monthly amount, once again, is $1,365 for CPP plus $713 for OAS. However, you'll notice again that the average monthly benefits are quite a bit less, $758. And when you add in the $713 for OAS, you're only looking at around $1,471 gross if you take the averages. And when you're considering your benefits, it's especially important to note this difference between the maximum and the average amounts. For most people, when planning for retirement or estimating future benefits, using the average monthly benefits is much more realistic and much more conservative when planning out your retirement. The maximum benefits represents the highest possible amounts. Even though it's possible to reach these maximum benefits, I generally suggest using the average amounts in your retirement projections. In my practice, I often adjust the CPP and OAS benefits in the projections to around 50% of the maximum. This conservative approach helps ensure that we have plenty of money in the projections, and any extra benefits that you might receive are treated as a bonus. This method has worked very well for me over the past 25 years. Now, if you're younger or planning for 10 to 20 years down the road, you can use this calculator to project your benefits, taking inflation and other factors into account. So let's say that you're 40 years old and you plan to retire in 25 years. To project your future benefits accurately, set the inflation rate to about 3%. Now, we use this rate because it reflects a long-term average inflation. And just to show you why we like to use 3% in our models, you can compare this with actual historical data or current inflation trends. Let's use the Bank of Canada's inflation calculator, and as you can see, it's set to 1914, which is likely when they first started tracking inflation. This data covers over 100 years of inflationary events, including the major ones like the 2 world wars and the high inflation rates of the 1980s. It also covers the last few years as inflation has gone up, but in the 20 years before that, it was extremely low, along with some deflationary periods in the late 1920s and early 1930s. And when you take all of these numbers and you average out all of the highs and lows, the long-term inflation rate comes to about 3%. And that's why we use a 3% inflation rate for our projections. So if you're 40 now and you plan to retire in 25 years, set the inflation rate to 3% to project your future benefits, as using a 3% inflation rate for your projections could be considered a good baseline. Now, if you want to be more conservative with your projections, you can use a 2% inflation rate instead of 3%. This will give you a lower estimate of your future benefits, and by using the average annual benefits and a 2% inflation rate, this will provide a more conservative projection, which is what I like to do when we do projections for clients. For a maximum projection, you might estimate around $34,000 for CPP, as it says right here. For average benefits, you can expect approximately $17,000 to $18,000 from OAS and around $19,000 from CPP. And that's a really quick overview on how to use the CPP and OAS calculator on joemacek.com. It's a great tool to help you estimate your benefits, but please keep in mind that it's really for educational and illustrative purposes only. It would not be considered a substitute for a comprehensive financial plan with an investment advisor or portfolio manager. You can use it as a guide to get a good sense of your future benefits, but for detailed planning, consulting with an investment advisor or portfolio manager is highly suggested. So how can you boost your CPP and OAS benefits to cover more than just the basic cost of living in Canada? Because as we've said before, at 65 years old, most of your gross benefits are chewed up by the high and getting higher cost of living in Canada. However, if you're healthy and you have longevity in your family, working longer and delaying your CPP and OAS start date can dramatically increase your benefits. The longer you work and contribute, the higher your monthly payments could be. And by waiting to start your benefits past the age of 65, you'll get even more each month. To help make your retirement more secure and comfortable, these steps can make a big difference. Just how much of a difference? Well, if you choose to start your CPP benefits after age 65, your payments will grow by 0.7% each month you delay, which amounts to an 8.4% increase per year. This can lead to a maximum boost of 42% if you wait until age 70 to begin receiving benefits. Delaying your CPP can significantly increase your monthly payments, offering a powerful advantage if if you're able to hold off. By waiting until age 70 to start your OAS, you can boost your monthly payments by up to a whopping 36%. It's another powerful way to significantly increase your retirement income. So if you can hold off and you need CPP and OAS to be a higher payment, it could be seriously worth considering. If you choose to defer your CPP benefits until age 70 in 2024, the maximum monthly amount you could receive is $1,937.73. For OAS, deferring until the same age would give you a maximum monthly benefit of $976.93. Combined, this now totals $2,914.66 per month. And for a couple, this amount could double to $5,829.32 per month. And at this level, this benefit will now also increase with inflation each year until you pass away. So not only does this amount now exceed the average cost of living in Canada, but it can also boost your chances of retiring with greater comfort. Delaying your benefits can lead to significantly higher payouts, and it can make it a valuable option if you're able to wait. I've also included a link to a CPP 60 versus 65 versus 70 calculator on the Globe and Mail website. This useful tool calculates your break-even age, the point at which the larger payments from deferring your CPP benefits fully catch up to the smaller payments had you received them if you started earlier. It really helps you see when deferring benefits becomes more advantageous compared to starting them sooner. Check it out to help you find the best timing for maximizing your retirement payouts. So while the maximum CPP and OAS benefits for 2024 might look impressive, achieving these amounts is often challenging for many. The average benefits are often lower than the maximums, making it highly essential to plan realistically. Delaying your CPP and OAS start dates can significantly boost your monthly payments, potentially offering up to 42% more for CPP and 36% more for OAS if you wait until age 70. By carefully calculating your benefits, considering inflation, and consulting with an investment advisor or portfolio manager, you can help increase your chances of enjoying a comfortable retirement. Do you want to know if you lose your CPP or OAS if you move abroad? Or maybe you want to learn more about my latest upload? Well, I've got everything all queued up and ready for you. Click here for more amazing financial insights and stories. I'll be waiting. We'll see you soon.